Cowboy Jim up here in Fort Mac. Wednesday morning, kind of still morning, and YouTube they're telling me ask everyone to subscribe. If you see anything good on this, you subscribe. If not, forget it. How how can you and or I influence what is happening in the Ukraine? Well, we can't. Because who are we? Where are we? But there is a scripture that I really cherished. I think I'm not sure if it was out of Psalms or Ecclesiastes, one of them, and it indicated that a wise man, though poor, had delivered his city with his wisdom, but no one in the city ever remembered that wise, though poor man's name. And and it really doesn't matter, because if you're going to deliver a city, it is not for personal gain. It better not be, but it better be for the sake of the 100,000+ orphans in the Ukraine who were there prior to this military attempted takeover by Putin and the protestations of NATO, U.S., Canada, who protest really quite loudly, but don't implement the resolution or the solutions that are so obviously sitting right in front of them. Curtail Putin's oil income. Stop buying from him. Canada doesn't buy from Putin, but the United States of America does. All of Europe does. And the reason all of Europe buys from Putin is because Biden allowed Putin to have no restrictions on his pipeline and was able to go finish it. At the same time, of course, Keystone, we all know about that. Biden restricts our own production of oil and natural gas in the United States. Canada, not too restricted. Although, if you ask an oil man, oil woman, what could be done in Canada that would help, assist in us aiding the United States to become energy independent, and thus, well, being able to send liquefied natural gas over to Europe. Not for Putin. Hey, you understand what I'm saying. And so we sit and we listen to our politicians run their mouths, but they're only speaking. Jean Chrétien is not here. I used to say, Jean Chrétien, you are speaking out. You understand. It's not his fault. It's the way God made him. Shouldn't have said that. Because Jean Chrétien, he did some good stuff. I don't think of him as being as ill-conceived a politician as either of the Trudeaus. But we have the potential of being able to rescue the orphans, plural, in the Ukraine. We have the technology, the capability, the guts to intervene with that huge lineup of military armament that Putin sent down to fight in the Ukraine. it is my most sincere prayer, hope and prayer that the people who are Russian soldiers, people have been kind of hard on them lately, saying, "Oh, they can't fight at night. They can't do this. They can't do that." Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Russians, Ukrainians, everybody has underestimated their ability to fight. Russians, my hope and prayer is that they further run out of gas because of the holes in the bottom of the tanks that would no longer hold fuel. Thus, there could be some true, honorable Russian soldiers in that convoy who are sabotaging the convoy, because a true soldier does not want to kill women and children. And that's what Putin is doing, is going to do, is going to continue to do. I have always reverenced Canadian Armed Forces. Oh, there was an era when they were taking too many photographs back in early 80s. But for the most part, extraordinary people. The longest kill shot in the history of mankind was made by a Canadian who has a kind of sporting goods sort of school in Edmonton. Great shot. Unbelievable. But there are a lot of military people in Canada and in the United States who can trace their lineage back to Ukrainian gene pool. There are an inordinate number of the Irish. And when God said, "Go forth and populate," boy, I tell you, the Irish didn't realize that God wasn't just talking to them alone. Okay? So there are an awful lot of Irish influenced people all around the world who know how to fight. And they do know how to fight. And they're not afraid. And they're willing to put it on the line. To save women and children? Yes. To stand against Putin? Sure. But you know, if Putin were a decent person, then all this wouldn't be taking place. Because Putin would do the right thing, but he doesn't do the right thing because he doesn't need to do the right thing, because there is no opposition to him in the form of the United States of America. The U.S. brought all this on the Ukraine in the person of Joe Biden, in the person of the Democratic Party. And that's a fact. I believe history will prove that out. Because Joe Biden stood for nothing. The Democratic Party stood for defund the police until too many people were getting killed. And that didn't matter to them. But when it comes time to get reelected, the November election, now the Democrats are saying, let's go to war with Russia. Well, because if they're at war with Russia, there won't be an election. And they'll be able to stay in power and continue their terrible intent on the United States of America and every other place they can influence. Remember Hillary Clinton. Remember Bill. Remember Biden, Joe, and Hunter. Remember Nancy Pelosi. Remember the number of people in the states who got elected by the skin of their teeth on restricted budgets where they had not 2 dimes to rub together. And stand in awe of the people retiring now. I think it's up over 30, getting close to 40 Democrats are not seeking re-election because they don't want anything to do with getting canned, finish off their career as a noteworthy politician who started out with nothing and ended up with bloody millions in their accounts because they set a price for themselves in China, and commerce paid the price. And that's why we have politicians, not like Stephen Harper up here, not like Donald Trump down there in the States, Benjamin Netanyahu. Those guys didn't sell themselves to the devil. But the United States of America, in the form of the Democratic Party, and also in some sense of the word, some Republicans, they have sold their heart and soul to Satan, to the devil, to Putin. Pray. Pray for the Russian people and the Chinese people and the Ukrainian people and the people of the United States of America. Pray for them. Because, and Canada, we're screwed, eh? Unless someone assassinates Putin, he will carry on. Unless some of those special forces in the US, in Canada, all across Europe, unless some of those true warriors, male and female, men, women, cross over, sneak into the Ukraine, and shoot the ever-loving hell out of those Russians who will not wave the white flag. I'm telling you, I just bet. You gave a lot of Russian soldiers the chance to surrender, I just bet they would. Because men, strong women, they don't fight for the wrong cause. They fight like hell until they realize that the cause they're fighting for is wrong. Most of those soldiers in the convoy getting ready to surround Kiev, and then, do you understand? Do you not understand? They're going to limit food getting in to the people in the Ukraine, and they are going to starve women and children. The elderly that are still there, they're going to starve them to death. They're going to kill and kill and kill and kill. Hey, some of you guys and gals that have been in the special forces in Canada, the United States, even in Germany and Poland, guys, you don't need a politician to give you permission to die for a good cause. My prayer is that you will step in, and hopefully no one ever gets to know, except in the movies in the next 25 years, how many true, brave men and women stepped in when the politicians had backed themselves into a corner because they had to choose between what was right and wrong, and they're so used to pretending to choose the right, and they don't care. I don't think Joe Biden meant that when he said at the end of his narcissistic speech, go get them. Soldiers, go get them. Go stand against anarchy, tyranny. Shoot the hell out of the Russian soldiers who will not wave the flag and surrender. You give them a chance to surrender, I think a lot would. I pray that a lot would. Because they don't want to fight for what's wrong. They don't want to do that. They don't want the blood of baby children and women on their hands any more than they would want their own children, their own sisters, their own mom and dad to be laying dead in the street. Russian people over in Soviet Russia, you protest, and I feel so sorry for you. I so apologize. The condemnation that you'll come under, you'll probably be killed. In Canada, Trudeau would have killed half the Freedom Convoy if he could have, but all he could do was seize their money, seize their accounts, put them in jail. Well, thank God he doesn't have a dictatorship yet, because his hero, CCP, GC Ping or whatever, he'd kill anyone for anything. God bless. Think about this. I know. I mean, who's listening to the old Irishman? I know. But there may be one or two Ukrainian people, American people, listen. And you just inspire, okay, motivate those special forces to go in there and kick the hell out of Putin's dream of killing baby children. You can do it. You can do it. You can. I'm praying for you. God bless.